everybody, I'm Drew, I'm that frog guy, and today we're coming at you from the Reptile Room. It has been a very long time since I've done a video, so it's about time we do a new tour. And we get to take a look at all the interesting stuff that's been going on for the last like 3 or 4 months. So let's get started. Okay, we're gonna start with Tortellini today, and Tortellini is a slicata tortoise. He is getting pretty darn big, as you guys can see. He's huge. Last time you probably saw him, he was about the size of a helmet. Now he's the size of like a backpack. He eats one romaine heart a day plus a little extra, and he eats like crazy. But Tortellini's a good little boy, aren't you, buddy? Except when he's trying to pull down these lights. So we're gonna keep moving around because it's been a very long time, and I really haven't had too much. In here we have kind of a messy tank, but we have Alfredo, who is back in there. He is a albino ball python, but his glass is so dirty, I'm sorry. He's hiding in there somewhere. I don't know if I can get a better shot from this side. Yeah, all you can see is his color. Can't really get, he's not coming out right now. But we'll move our way up to Khaleesi, who is a bearded dragon. You can see her little crooked tail, birth defect or something. She's in the middle of a shed. You can kind of see that line on her there. She is, how old are you, Khaleesi? A couple years now? She's got like, I'm gonna zoom in on those eyelashes. She's kind of got like a bunch of eyelashes there. It's so cool. But we're gonna go back to 1 times. Whew, okay. Up here we have Cersei, who is a pinstripe ball python. She is probably getting close to 4 to 5 feet long and probably as big as my arm around. So she's pretty big, but she's hiding in there right now. It's middle of the day that I'm filming this, so she's kind of probably chilling. But we'll move over to Casey's tank. Casey is over 20 years old now, and he is hiding in his log like normal. You can see his tippy tail right there. Maybe he'll come out later. Casey is a East African spiny-tailed lizard, in case anyone was ever wondering. Down here we have a Medusa. Hey, Medusa. Hey. Medusa is a hognose snake. Are you sleeping? There you go. She's pretty long now. I'm getting able to pick her up now. She's not as aggressive as she has been. Still pretty food driven. But then we're gonna go down to the bog, which has a lot of water in it for once. I might have to fix that. Then we're gonna go over to, there's nothing actually in there besides just some what do they call them? Pitcher plants. Let's see one there. In here we have a turtle somewhere. And a huge pleco. I don't know if you guys saw him as he swims off. Here is our turtle. Her name is Beatrix, or B for short. She's getting pretty big. She's a painted turtle. She doesn't like being held too much, so we'll continue on our journey here. Over here we have our frog rack. I'll back up so you guys can see all the tanks. I like how they all work out. We'll start at the bottom. Down here we have some Aratises. There's 3 of them in here. You can see the one up front. She's kind of chubby. Still no babies yet. You guys, I'll back up so you guys can kind of see the whole tank in its splendor. I really like how this tank's grown out, especially that big bromeliad back there. Got some other cool plants. That guy's kind of growing tall. Then we got over here, we have some powder blue, that guy just ran off, powder blue Tinctorises. One there. Thaddeus and Tatalina. Their tank is still pretty cool too. Not as cool as this one, I think, but they're coming along. We're gonna work our way up to the next Tinctoris we have an Aratus, or not Aratus, my shirt's showing up, let me hide it. There we go. We have a cobalt, what are they called? Azurius, there we go. Azure as in blue. I've had him for a while. This tank is kind of fun, very grown in. Over here we have Arantiomea intermedius named Molder. He's hiding in here somewhere. Usually if he hears my voice, he is gone. We might be able to catch him later. Oh, there he is, right in the back. We may be able to catch him later, but I can see if I can focus on him. Kind of see his colors back there. There he is, hiding right back there. So he's one of my favorites. Very skittish. And here we have two other ones. They are not intermediuses, but they are vents. I always forget what their names are, and they usually hide up on the top back here. But they're another species that gets pretty scared of me when I'm close to the glass. So we'll leave them alone. They're yellow and black with stripes. Here we have a... why do I always forget what this one's called too? Mostly because I probably don't say it. I haven't said it in a while, so I don't remember what it's called. This is a... I don't remember what it's called. Let me think on that while I move over to the next frog. It's a Santa Isabella, that's right. Santa Isabella. Up here we have a spring peeper in this tank. And then the other tanks are just filled with plants right now, including this one here, where we move our way down to the Gitrog monster. He is a pixie frog. He is getting pretty big. Let me just poke him a second, or she, I guess, since she's not. Come on. I probably should focus on the camera. I don't have any food, but maybe he'll jump for the camera. She. I mean, it's kind of mean, but just a quick shot so you guys can see. And down here we have Littlefoot, the toad, who is kind of just chilling in his food bowl. Hey, Littlefoot. Not terribly happy with me today. His food crawled off from him into the water dish. And then we're moving over, oh, he's an American toad. We're moving over to the fire belly toads, which we'll see if we can spot any. There's one right there. There's a bunch of them in here. It's hard to see them half the time because this tank grows so rapidly. There's another one up there. And I'm sure there's some over here somewhere too. These are, I believe, the European variety of fire belly toads, since they're not lime green. And then we're going to move over to our next rack where we have mollies. Not any kind of molly, these are saltwater mollies. Well, they were freshwater until I put them in here. And then we have our little mandarin goby, or dragonet as they are classified as. And then we have our fun shrimp over there, our camel shrimp. This is my mangrove tank. They're still growing. I did lose one. The urchin kept knocking over the rock, so it eventually got damaged. The roots got damaged too much. I've been trying to breed these mollies so I can have something to feed the frogfish, which we'll be going to next. Down here we have a quarantine system with just algae in it because I needed to get rid of it out of a different tank. And then we have our shrimp feeding tank, freshwater ghost shrimp. They're in here as well. See that one sitting right on top of the no fishing sign. We have saltwater ghost shrimp in here as well, but they are far and in between. But these guys are always hungry. They're actually kind of fun in the saltwater. They just zoom around in the high current. It's fun. Then over here we have where I moved the urchin to. This is Lump's tank, and I might need... Lighting isn't too bad in here. It's a little bad. I need to put my saltwater thingy on here. So we got our pincushion urchin here, and let's see if we can find where Lump is at today. Lump is a dwarf frogfish, I believe. He usually hides up underneath here, but I'm not seeing him, so maybe he's floating around somewhere else. And of course my sides are so dirty. We might have to come back to see him later. This tank has had an interesting life so far. It doesn't really, hasn't really, I don't know, got past the ugly state yet. But I don't see him anywhere. He was here this morning. He's probably up on the back side of that rock, and we'll have to check that out later. But down here we have our shrimp tank, and the grass is growing in really nice. This is a cherry shrimp tank. I'm gonna leave the yellow filter on, but you can see I got like a jungle back here. We got the tree kind of growing there. We got the clamp in the way so you can't really see it too well, but then we got our little field next to it. I like this tank. Nothing really going on with it, nothing too special, but just something to keep the cherry shrimp in. Then we're gonna move over to the main saltwater tank, which I definitely forgot to clean the glass this morning. I thought I just cleaned it. In here we have a variety of saltwater fish, but you guys can see all the coral growth I've had since the last video, and how much bigger this clam is. You can see all those white rings that focus. We got our zoas, we got mushrooms, there's little red back there, pygmy wrasse, clownfish, Bengai cardinal, there's a hermit crab up there. We have a little bit of damage from some Montipora eating nudibranchs that the wrasse has been doing a little bit too. I managed to fight them off in this tank multiple times, but they seem to keep coming back no matter what I do. Ooh, there's some interesting new damage that I just noticed. I wonder what caused that. I'll have to look into that. Maybe that hermit crab's getting a little feisty with the polyps wherever he went. There's the other bang guy. And then there's Mr. Wrasse. But you can see one of the chromis is hiding in there. This tank has been pretty fun. It's a 40-gallon cube saltwater reef, and nothing too much to report on it. Besides that, I've been fighting Montipora eating nudibranchs, and the coral has been starting to grow pretty well, and I'm finally beating the algae back. It has been one hell of a fight. But we're going to move over to the freshwater tank, which is in the process of a rework. I managed to pull out a whole half the rock mountain. That was the other half of this. And I'm going to get new plants. You can see a lot of this Anubias is kind of floating around. We have 3 Danios and 1 sad little neon tetra. And then there's a bristlenose pleco underneath that rock somewhere. I guess he could be underneath this log too. This is going to get a rework soonish, and hopefully have some more interesting things in there. And then lastly but not least, we have the original frogfish tank down here. This is Pennywise, and there he is. This is a 20-gallon tall tank, and it's one of my oldest tanks. I do have a little algae issue growing up underneath those. I did try a hard coral in here. It didn't work out too well. But yeah, Pennywise is a Antennidurus maculatus wart-skin frogfish. And right there we have a conch, just kind of cruising around. Nothing too much to report on this tank. It hasn't changed much in a while. I do need to add some water to the overflow. And we're gonna go see if anyone else stuck their head out while we've been waiting. See if maybe these guys. I'd like to get these guys on camera since they're kind of. Oh, saw movement. Saw movement. Hopefully, I got that on camera. I don't see any up top. But yeah, that's about all that's been happening lately in the reptile room. I haven't really had too much time to do any videos. With all the hecticness of 2020, I'm just really happy the saltwater tank's doing pretty good. Things are growing, fish are doing great. You can see now that they're all out that I walked away. I just had to beat these stupid Montipora eating nudibranchs, since that's been the fight for a while. But yeah, so ushering in 2021 with my first video in a long time. This is gonna be fun, so thank you guys for watching, and I can't guarantee I'll have too many videos that often, but we'll see what I can do. You guys have a great new year, and we'll see you guys next time.